Hello and welcome everyone. We are excited to host today's speaker, a seasoned and strategic project management professional who has led impactful multi stakeholder projects across government, NGOs, and international organizations. Please join us in welcoming Solman, currently serving as a project management officer in Pro HR Consulting Agency and also foreign trade specialist in Mongolia. And with over 5 years of experience, he has a proven track record in managing sub grant schemes, cross agency collaborations, and international disaster conferences. Solomon brings real lesson from the front line of complex project execution in Mongolia and wider Asia Pacific regions. And Salman, thank you very much for coming to this show and managing your time for this. And Solomon, I have just questioned that you have worked on highly complex projects with global and local stakeholders. How you will say about that? What's your journey? How you started, and what is about that? If you can explain, please.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me today, and a special thanks to Mr. Habib. Can I call you Habib or
Habib, yes,
who's
yes, sure.
Habib? Okay.
Yes, yes.
Um, I'm Solon, and I'm here to take you to the front end of multi-stakeholder projects where challenges spark growth and collaboration builds lasting impact. And uh, okay, let me share my insights. Um, that's the heart of what I've learned that I'm excited to share my journey with you. And let me start. Who am I? I guide shaped by my frontline. At the Asia Foundation, I had the privilege of leading the Secure Our Future project, a 3 year effort where we brought together countless mm, voices to create a compendium of law, a shared tool for progress. It wasn't always easy, but my passion lies in turning challenges into solutions, always with heart. As I often say, collaboration isn't just conversation. It's just a strategy. It's just spark that fuels my journey. Every stakeholder, every conversation builds something greater than the sum of its parts. Now let's step into the reality of multi-stakeholder work. It's a vibrant web of voices, NGOs, partners, vendors, funders, local communities, all pulling in the different directions. The challenge, aligning their goals under tight deadlines, finding harmony in complexity. And let me share a story from my Mongolia, from my home. For 3 years, I led a child rights governance program in Ulaanbaatar, bringing together 28 stakeholders, from government officials to local schools. Together, we crafted a curriculum that the partner adapted, empowering our youth with knowledge and hope of how to polling and how to be a responsible citizenship of our country. It taught me that unity isn't just possible, it's powerful. Strategies that shine from first communicate, not just to inform, but to connect hearts and minds, building bridges across differences. Second, trust is your foundation. Nurture it early, and progress follows naturally. Third, change is inevitable, but adapting with grace keeps you steady. And finally, don't overlook the small wins. Celebrating each step fuels hope and keeps everyone moving forward. There aren't just strategies, they're the heartbeat of collaboration. Uh, a moment of at the Asia Foundation, I have a mentors, William B. Infante and Melanie Lindbergh, that guided me to align stakeholders with kindness, creating lasting tools like our database. Let me share a moment that changed everything. At the Asia Foundation, I faced projects that tested my resolve, complex, messy, and human. But two mentors, mentor William Infante and Melanie Lindbergh, showed me the way. They taught me to lead with kindness, to listen deeply, and to align stakeholders not just with goals, but with shared purpose. Under their guidance, we built a stakeholder database, a tool that organized voices and amplified impact. Their wisdom reminds me daily kind is not soft, it's a strength. So, negotiation techniques. You can see that collaboration, empowerment, innovate, and harmony. It's everything that maybe all the team works together with the team and with the all supporting members involved in all projects. So, what can you take to your own front line? First, map your stakeholders early as I learned in Mongolia. Know their hopes and needs. Second, listen, not just to hear, but to weave shared visions that unite. And third, stay steady, drawing strength from teamwork's quiet power. These tools aren't complex, but they're transformative. They've carried me through chaos and joy, and I hope they'll guide you too to build something lasting. As we close, I want to leave you with a vision of tomorrow with heartfelt gratitude to our founders, staff, and stakeholders. We'll build more than projects. We've grown Mongolia's future from economic strides to our youth studying abroad. We're rooted in heritage youth reaching forward. Together, we're creating a legacy, healthy, sustainable kind of for the next generation, just as our ancestors dreamed. Let's keep building side by side with courage and care. Thank you for sharing this journey with me.
Thank you, Salman. It's over, I think so. Presentation,
Yes,
yes.
yes,
Yeah, thank you. And one question I will try to display on screen, Salman. If you can
sure.
see on screen, it will be easy to, for
Mm-hmm.
example, what are some red flags that signal a project might go off track?
I think you should be always give your priorities. For example, each day you should check your emails and check and collaborate with your staff and with your direct manager or director. And then day by day, stick to the plan and see, for example, last minute in yesterday's mail was very urgent mail, so you should be first thing in the morning. You should do this first email, and then after you should go with your tasks that you should already did before as the project goes on, and also stick to your budget because without any control of your budget, even 1 cent or even $1, you should be stick and should be very close work with your finance team.
That's great. Yeah, that's great. Fantastic. And for example, I will try. How do you manage expectations and communications between donors, governments, agencies, and field teams, especially in high pressure moments like you worked in AMCDR or something like that?
Yes, when we are working on with a 3 year project with the Asia Foundation, it was much easier. I think it was the start when I was challenged myself and create very my fundamental education was very good. That's why maybe it was easier for me, and my knowledge of not only English but Russian helped me to find from the different resources a good and reliable information. So maybe that's why it was easier for all our staff. And also for the government, when you communicate with them, you couldn't be saying like, oh, we are paying the money, so you should be listen us. No, we should negotiate and we should be very flexible, and it helps because now Mongolia, the environment are so um, small. So when you have some difficulties, somehow by in other channels, you can have some friends or good connections that you built before, and it helped you. So every time when you do or even follow up emails or calls, you should be always think about your um, mission and purpose and goal of your project, because together with your team even you're thinking that, oh, I'm just a supporting team, or uh, just a company of a director or manager. Even though you're representing, and each your word and each your actions speaks louder than sometimes you present it as as you wish to. So we should be, and we're human. So everybody, some kind of mistakes can be arise, but you should, at the moment, you should do your best and describe that, oh, that was not the intention that I was trying to say, or whatever. But uh, everything, it lays on connections, the connections and communication between each part of stakeholders of the team or the project.
That's great. Connection and communication, and also your language of understanding Russian also broaden your scope towards different regions. That's wonderful. And Solomon, if I will ask you, what's your typical approach when managing sub grants from evaluation to audit? Any tools or templates you always rely on?
Yes, we built somehow. For example, now it's very easier. You have AI and it help you, but before it was almost almost 14 years ago. So everything was done technically. I typed each day, and I used Excel and database, or the Microsoft tools was very easy, very how to say, the tool that we
Use.
managed, and we, yes, and it's kind of was challenging, but it was not, it's very good when you have a professional staff and you communicate well between the staffs of members of each project. So it's a teamwork actually.
That's great. Yeah, that's wonderful. And also, how do you ensure your local project teams and partners are empowered and equipped to meet compliance and quality standards?
Oh, we have survey. We have after or and before the each training or even the event, we we have a list of intended guests, and we are trying to all welcome them. And before, for example, for when we work with the students, they have um, questionnaire and satisfaction for the example before the event and after. So when then we analyze it and we make a good conclusion. So we should see the whole picture, and we record each event, so we can broadcast or even like make a live reel. It was new for us, but we managed it. And also the COVID um, challenged us, and we developed some new skills. And it was not easy, but we did it.
Great, that's great. And also, for example, after working as a PMO, non-profits, and trade, what would you say are the most undated skills for someone managing multi-sector projects today?
hmm I think when you're trying to take everything very serious, but not pushing the others, because sometimes your standards may be very high and you couldn't push the other members. But even though you should see that how can I help to other member? For example, one is struggling with some own maybe issues, family issue or health issue, or maybe I have some kind of issues and I should communicate and I would say maybe be open, be friendly. For example, even to yourself. Maybe sometimes you're not in the mood, but you should do yourself your duties. You paid for it, so you should come and maybe. I sometimes, from my experience, I try to listen good music, going to Pilates, or even to just to walk, not to take a bus or ride a taxi, but you should just go this stress out because even though you're not even you're maybe very flexible and you're not stressing but your mind or even the environment makes you some kind of little bit stressing or maybe nervous. So not to take this, I don't want to take these old feelings to my family or even to the work. So you should be challenge yourself and also to even change your routine or your day-to-day routine, and it this all give me a good path to become a good member in my life. For example, I have a daughter, so I should be role model for her. So this is was all in a complex. So what is underrated skill is to be human. For example, you are maybe a good professional, but you should be human and you should be in harmony with yourself, and it should be shown to your other members so they will listen to you even without words. They can see you. So I think this is very important.
Great, that's great, sir. Connections with the human definitely very wonderful. And what challenges, Solomon, have you faced specifically working in Mongolia?
Uh, Maybe the most it's a knowledge of English because sometimes even you're a professional and you're working with some kind of professional government, different kind of levels of academic or maybe even the private business or the language, and I have become even translator or other skills that you should use it within the project. So, and the second one, I think, different culture, the culture level maybe. For example, I'm very flexible with it because I travel a lot and and in my family, we lived many years abroad. So I'm very open to it. But sometimes when you're showing kind of level of education, it somehow push them to the other side, like I'm up and or you down, or I'm down, you're up. Like this is this is a little bit we're in a transition because Mongolia just came come to the democracy, so it's very hard. But we are changing very quick. But even though we're still nomads, so it's very some kind of somehow it's challenge for us.
Ah, okay, that's good. And another, I will ask also ask about your travel journey in the end. But how do you handle conflicts between project timelines and donor requirements?
I think it's normal because donors have own requirements and we should follow it. And all these requirements, I think, should be um, identified before the start of the project. And we should see if we're in the line of the budget or some actions may be in delay. So we will have in advance, we should explain it. So somehow, not the conflict, I think it's miscommunication. For example, and time zone. Time zone is kind of bit somehow nervous and making stress you because when we already done something, but our donors maybe in time zone just left behind maybe 7 or 6 hours. So when they see what we did, it make them somehow in kind of in a delay in a time zone. So that's why we should be take it in mind and always doing, if you planning something, you should ahead give them a draft like, oh, we're doing like this, or the budget is kind of flexible, so can we use extra, or we should maybe some of money we should keep them like this. It's a communication actually, but I learned that donors are have very flexible if we are know what we are in a, each steps of our actions are presented and planned and described. I think it's not a but big deal or some kind of issue in
Okay,
my
okay.
point of view.
Nice, nice. And what was the most rewarding moment in your Save the Children or AMCDR experience?
Oh, when I was at the MCDR, I awarded a second medal of our national emergency agency. So it was very honor because we, in a very short time from the Save the Children, they announced, they proposed me to work for this event. So it was very, very hard, but I can say that the Miss Kanchimik, that in the Arun Chimik was very good, knowledgeable, professional, the specialists of this event. So in a collaboration with them, we made it, and it was. I was never thought that I would be awarded some kind of medal or even honored with the prime minister at the time, but now he is our president, Hulsuk. So it's kind of maybe made me proud of myself, and also recognition make you a good and reliable citizenship, a citizen of this of my country, I
That's
think.
great. That's great. Getting recognition from the head of the state. It's really nice, and
Yeah,
congratulations for this achievement
thank
as well.
you.
Yeah. And Solomon, one thing, any advice for Mongolian professionals seeking to work with global organizations?
Yes, I think the first one is language, and you should history, and in a whole picture you should see with whom you are going to communicate. So you should not see the money or the result or even whatever you think though. But we're humans, so you should be very flexible, and you should create your team when everyone is honor and respect you. So you respect them, and your work will be done very easy. And in my point of view, the second one is more important, that we have already standing on our foot. So maybe donors will be, they encourage us to be own donors for own our activities. So I think it's next step and very new step level of our economic progress and our policy, I think. Even donors saying us that we're already have a, even with a few population, where and with a big um, our country is the 17th from the amount of most of 200 countries. So but our fewer population, but our good mining and resources, natural resources, made us come to the maybe third of the biggest open pit copper mine. So we should be a very in a collaboration with the government officials and with the private sector, and as working at NGO or even in a private sector, we should be always thinking about the future of our children, our future generation. So we should be very eco-friendly, and will be should be friendly to our Mother Earth, because we're all of us, even we're in a different time zone, we're living in one planet, so we should be very responsible and all our actions are reflecting to all our minds. So we should be uh, a
That's
very
great.
good, yes, very good and uh, thankful that our resources made us so good. So we humans should keep be human.
Great, great.
Yes.
Really inspiring for your feelings for the humanity and for your, you can say, to making this earth a peaceful and living place for everyone. That's your thinking. I really appreciate, and I hope everyone should follow this theme to make everyone living pleasant and in a peaceful manner. Thanks. That's nice. And one thing before concluding this, Salman, you mentioned about your travel journey, and I want to take an audience take some insights for some experience which will be helpful for us from your travel journey. Can you please tell us which countries you visited and what experience you gained and what's conclusions or insights from that?
Hmm. Okay, let me start from my maybe history. Our family, for example, my grandfathers, both from my father and mother's side, was ministers. One of the Minister of Communication, one of Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So maybe this is gave me a good start of thinking because I also born in Moscow, so I was from the childhood from my as a toddler was given going to the Russian kindergarten. I was already bilingual, and even when I came back to the Mongolia, I already enrolled to the Russian school. So I from the fourth grade, I already learned English. So maybe language skills and also my skills and capacity of and potential give me understanding. And our teachers was very good. For example, geography and history was very my favorite. And physics, chemistry led me to the understand all the sciences. And my sister was studying abroad in South Korea, so she invited me, and I go to the South Korea. It was very interesting. It was the travel first travel after I graduated the high school. When I was in high school, I already visited Sofia, and by train, I already visited Romania and Czech Praga. So this is all family. It's my like I did nothing. But after that, when I joined the Asia Foundation and I kept my vision to see my sister when she was abroad with her family in States. So I keep my money savings, made savings, and applied for the visa. Maybe when I was applying, I was already at the Asia Foundation. Maybe that's why they give me a very easy the visa, but I don't know. But I traveled, and for me, traveling to States even more than 20 hours flight from Ulaanbaatar by Incheon, South Korea to JFK, New York. It was very long trip, and it made me like feeling like I was in a spaceship because for me it was like strange because I was traveling alone and I was but very interesting. So and after maybe 2 years ago, I traveled. Also, I did my savings and I went to Europe and Italy and Hungary. So I this trip was, I think, the tribute to my mom because I was thinking and we planned together to see Venus, but the life is have own surprises. So I traveled alone, but even though making savings as my mom and dad always and my sister telling me that you should save some from each of your salary amount, no matter how, but you should keep it. And also the working at the Save the Children, they gave me after when the project ends finished, they gave me my pension, like savings from the, like I worked there almost 7 years. So this all money gave me an opportunity and give possibility to go and see the Mediterranean Sea and my classmate family there in Italy.
Yeah, that's nice, inspiring. Yeah, that's great. Salman, really nice insights from you. And before concluding this session and ending this session, any advice from your side or anything in your mind you want to share to the audience, those people who are struggling with the career or who are as a students who are struggling with this, any advice you want to share before ending, please?
I think for the students, I can say that you should be have one purpose, or maybe, and you should be dreaming. Dreams make your life lighter and better, no matter what you're thinking or in what situation you're right now. You should vision your own vision of your life, because you are the ruler and you're on the top of the world, on the top of your own world. So you should be trust to yourself. And for those who are in a path of career to change, or maybe in a dilemma, you should always be a good daughter, or even a sister or brother, whatever, because the family guides you. You should never, even you, if you have some kind of issues with your family, you should keep be a good daughter and good sister or brother. And I think maybe sometimes I know it's very challenging, and it's some kind of heartbreaking issues can arise, because life is life. Life will teach you, but even though you should your own purpose of your life and own goal. So even if you have a mistake, you will know that this is my mistake. I will do, and I can fix it. Or day by day, you should be constant. You should steady, and you should go, even always stick to your plan, because without this one, you will have many friends, many maybe hobbies, whatever. But you should be true to yourself. When you're true to yourself, you understand that this was wrong, or at the moment I'm not maybe a very good person. But step by step, you if you want to change, you will change. But you should never ever, I would say, uh, betray yourself. You should true to yourself. And then after many years, or even a few hours, you will feel relieved, because you are true to yourself. You can lie to everyone, and they will believe, they will see you in your eyes, and they will say, "Oh, I believe you." But in deep in your heart, you should be true to yourself. And this is, I think, no matter what happened, you will be happy with yourself and with your harmony, and it will be balance your life.
Great, great, Salman. Thank you, thank you. Great insights from you, and your journey is also an inspiring example of how soft skills, systems thinking, and stakeholder empathy come together for real world impact. And also, what's the conclusion? I have concluded from your discussion that success in project management is built on relationships as much as in is in on spreadsheets. So relationships are equally important, and really thankful, Salman, to being part of this show. And good luck for your next journey and life journey. Have a pleasant life moments in your life. Have a blessed life ahead. And my best wishes with you. Thank you again.
Thank you, Habib, and thank you all the listeners who joined us for this session. Thank you. Have a good day.